Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today we are honored to have Aisha Rashid with us, an overseas Pakistani and a dedicated social worker who has been actively involved in raising awareness about poverty and improving living conditions. With a deep understanding of struggle faced by slum communities, she will share valuable insight on how awareness both locally and internationally can drive real change. We will also discuss on how overseas Pakistani can play a role in addressing these issues and supporting initiatives for a better future. Welcome. We have some questions from you. First of all, have you ever seen or heard about slums areas in Pakistan? What are your thoughts upon them?
Hi, thank you, Fazan. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I've definitely heard about slums area in Pakistan, and I've seen pictures and videos too. These areas are pretty tough, and it's heartbreaking because there's so much potential in these communities, but they just need the right support. I think it's a reminder that there's a lot of work to be done to help people live with dignity and give them the better and right opportunities to help them grow. So yes, I am aware.
Alright. The second question from Team Basera is: do you think people living abroad are aware of the struggle faced by those in Pakistani slums? Why or why not?
I don't think most people living abroad fully understand what Pakistani slums go through. It's not something we hear about every day in the news, and unless you've been in those areas or you have family there, it's easy to overlook. So people tend to focus more on their lives or struggles, so it's hard to grasp the severity of the situation. But I do think that the Pakistani diaspora is more aware than most people, and especially those who stay connected to home through social media, news, or even charitable work. You just need the right support, and we just need to do more to raise awareness so that people understand how urgent it is to help.
Alright. The third question following up is: several global initiatives have successfully improved slum conditions in other countries as well. What strategy do you think could be adapted for Pakistan, and how can overseas Pakistanis play a role in implementing that in Pakistan?
Wow, that's a great question. Global initiatives definitely have worked well in other countries, and I think we can apply some of those in Pakistan as well. For example, I can personally attest to the examples that I have seen myself being successful. For example, community-driven projects. So these are the projects that when locals take charge of their own development. So it tends to work better because they're aware of their situation. So empowering people with skills and leadership, healthcare and job training can really make a difference. And I can attest to that. Secondly, I think upgrading basic infrastructure is really important to improve the living condition, like stuff like clean water, proper water disposal, and reliable electricity can transform these areas. So, if we partner with the government or even local organizations, I think we can help bring these basic services back to more communities. Other than that, education and healthcare access is also very important. So, getting more schools and health clinics into these areas is key. And it's also at the heart of the organization I belong to as well. So, it's not just about physical spaces. We understand that it's also about making sure that the services are affordable and accessible. And that is the key. And then affordable housing. I mean, it's self-explanatory. Everybody knows about it. You need an affordable housing projects that use local materials and resources. They can give people a safe and stable place to live. So now, coming to your second part of the question, how can overseas Pakistanis help with that? I think we can play a big role by sending remittances, fundraising, and even connecting with charities or local initiatives back home. They can also be advocates for these projects, can spread the word, and we can encourage others to get involved, even whether it's financially or through volunteering. Anything that anyone can afford makes an impact. So all we need is a bit of empathy for our brothers and sisters going through those situations.
Alright, so can you give any example of how your country tackles poverty and improve financial conditions through government programs or initiatives which can help Pakistan in future?
Yeah, that's another good question. In Canada, yeah, we have a lot of programs designed to help people out of poverty. There's a bunch of programs. So there's Canada Child Benefit. It helps low and middle income families with children by giving them tax free monthly payments. So it's one way the government helps to reduce child poverty. Then we have employment insurance. That's another famous one. So it essentially it's designed to help support people who lose their jobs. It provides them temporary financial assistance while they look for new work. It also helps people who are on parental leaves after, like, if they give birth to a child, they get paid time off, and it's employer protected, meaning that your employer cannot fire you based on the laws we have here. Then there's also a focus on supporting Indigenous communities and addressing systemic issues that they have faced. There's still a long way to go in that area. Then we have provincial and territorial programs as well. For example, in Ontario, some of the programs I'm aware of are Ontario Works. It's similar to EI, but essentially it helps people financially, and also it helps them provide the right training so that they are better equipped to get a job. Then we have Ontario Disability Support Program for disabled people. Basically, they provide monthly payments to them based on their situation, because we understand that because of the disability they cannot work. It's similar to Ontario Works, but in Ontario Works we do focus on having people go to work if they are able to. Yeah, so there are other programs in different territories as well, in other provinces, similar ones. So federal government also helps. For example, during COVID, the government introduced programs such as Canadian Emergency Employment Assistance, and also student assistance as well, where students were given some monthly payments to help them, study if they could not go to work because of COVID, if they were social distancing, etc., or even during quarantine, and even also helped. The government helped people who lost their jobs during COVID. So a lot of support was provided by federal government. And programs like these support the people of the country, and they show that governments can play a big role in tackling poverty. I think the key is making sure that they're accessible to all and that they reach the people who need it the most. That's what I think is.
Alright, last question. Considering your experience in social initiative, what suggestion would you like to give to Basera Foundation, which is basically focusing on the children living in the slums in Pakistan?
Yeah, I think this question ties back to the previous questions you've asked earlier. I think the Sierra Foundation can help children get the right education. So maybe you can partner with the locals and see how we can get more schools. Essentially, by school I mean getting education to the children. It doesn't have to be like a physical space if you cannot afford it, or if there are other factors. Making them educated, making them self-aware, teaching them morals. That's one thing that helps. And then another thing is, if you're talking about children, you can do fundraising events or charity walks to help raise funds for those children, so that you can maybe do something like the Canada Child Benefit, where you remit certain amounts monthly to those children. I think that could really help improve their situation.
Alright. It was a pleasure speaking with you today. Thank you for sharing your valuable insight. We appreciate your time and look forward to seeing some impacts of this interview.
Thank you so much, Fazan. Thanks for having me, and I wish you the best in your cause.
All right, no worries. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.